Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I let this dry for a couple of days, and one of the things that I want to talk about today while I work on this spread is about setting goals. So I can't believe I haven't talked about this sooner, but I often do this, whether it's consciously and I get out my studio log and I actually have a conversation about my goals, or whether it's subconsciously. And I think we all probably do that. So as much as I want to work from my intuition, I also want to set goals, and these goals can be very narrow. So for instance, in this particular spread, one of my goals could be I want to keep these lines over here, like the initial lines that I made with my blue Stabilo. I'm really loving them, and even some of these composition like the lines from the cheap composition notebook, they're showing through because I made a very watery wash for this like red over here for her dress. So I want those to show through, and that's a goal of mine. So it may or may not happen, but I set that goal. Or it can be a goal that's more expansive. So say the goal of I want to remain true to my my goal of, say, the medial woman, for instance. If I'm working in an art journal for the medial woman, this is not that journal, but I'm just using that as an example. Or it could be another goal could be I want to stick to this particular color palette, or whatever it is. So your goals can be very expansive, or they can be very narrow. And they can and probably will change either for the duration of your painting time, or, like even like just say, you start and you are painting something over a period of months, like, they can change, and they probably will. And then some goals don't change. Like I know when I started my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal, one of the goals I had is that I wanted to remain true to myself. I wanted to have the aerial view no matter what information came up, and that goal never changed. And one of the good reasons for having a goal like that is that every time you kind of veer off a little bit off course, that goal can pull you back in. So it's just a good anchoring point. Anyways, you guys, I'm not going to talk too much. Yeah, I don't know what happened for my other couple of videos when I was doing the Painting the Feminine art journal, but they cut off. And so I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting into the habit of talking too much. So I'll stop and I'll just like work on my spread. So basically what I want to do for this particular spread is I want to like maybe get out my Posca markers, and I want to like, kind of follow that line over there. So I am going to use a ruler just because I want to maintain what I've already done for some of it, not for all of it. Like it's a very organic line. See like some of these Stabilos. So I'm going to leave that. Like I really quite appreciate that. So, and it just like makes some interesting kind of stuff happen. And I'm gonna follow, let me see here. I think I'm just gonna kind of go like that, and then I'm gonna leave like some of those lines. And what I want to do is I want to, now I'm not going to get too fussy with this because honestly, this video series is about using simple shapes to make a figure. So, I'm not going to get like terribly fussy with this. What I'm going to do with this spread when it's done is I'm probably going to cut it up and use it for collage. And I might even do a tea soak. So yeah, I'm not going to get like, kind of, oh, I have to have everything this way. I'm not going to do that. So what I want to do is I think I'm just going to kind of block in some of her hair over here. And I'm thinking about the background over here. Like I don't want to leave it white, but I don't know what color to use. So I'm just blocking stuff in. I'm not getting like super fussy about things. And so I don't know over here, do I want to add, and I really love this, by the way, you guys, I really am loving this like moon situation here. I think the lines are really interesting, and they're not the same pattern, but they kind of like move my eye around a little bit. So I don't know for, you know, this over here, I don't know what I want to do. I am going to make some facial features here. And like I said, you guys, primarily the reason for me making this video series is to show you that, you know, you can just work with very simple shapes. You don't have to get intimidated by like the figure, you know. And I'm thinking yellow for this, but there's no yellow on any other part of the page. And also too, I'm noticing that her face is quite a bit smaller than the body, so it's not proportionate. And that's okay. I'm not, you know, I'm not really gonna fuss about that. If I was gonna fuss about it, I could always just go in and make her face bigger, but like I said, I'm not really worried about it. And let's go like so. It's gonna, some of this is gonna turn green because it's picking up on the blue stabilo, which is totally fine. And I am gonna add a little bit of that over here because I wanted to kind of like move my eye around. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, you guys. But I hope that this has shown you a couple of things. The first thing is to set goals for your, you know, for your painting sessions. However, you know, small or large they are. And you're probably already doing that anyways. Like you know, stay true to yourself, stay true to your vision, your voice. That's probably something that most people who are art journaling are going to have, that kind of, even subconsciously, they're going to have that kind of goal in mind. But I'm just like, you know, kind of saying, hey, you know, like bring it out up into the open and kind of keep that as a real goal. And sometimes I've written stuff out and I've pinned it like on my window or above my art table, just so I can be reined back in. And the second thing for this video series is to know that, you know, you can use very simple shapes to make your figures. They don't need to be complicated. So anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I hope that this video has been helpful and inspiring, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.